Hello.
Hello.
Science.
Arts.
I'm a cosmologist.
What's that?
I study the marriage of space and time.
The perfect couple.
One never knows from where the next great leap forward is going to come, or from whom.
What if I reverse time to see what happened at the beginning of time itself?
Wind back the clock.
Wind back the clock?
Keep going.
I don't know how.
Yet.
Keep winding!
Where to?
Felicity, first of all, congratulations on a great performance. I really enjoyed this film.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
This is very much a love story at first, a very romantic one, but it's also a story that shows a level of commitment that one person has to have for one another. So how important was conveying that aspect for you?
Oh, it was vital. I mean, after reading Jane's book, I just thought this woman is incredible. The level of care and devotion, and always finding, you know, new ideas when the medical profession in some ways had given up on Stephen. She was finding new ways of helping him maintain his dignity and to prolong his life. And it was, I felt like her advocate in many ways. And then when I went to meet her, this woman who I went for dinner with her and her husband, and this woman who answered the door had this extraordinary warmth and lightness, but at the same time a formidable strength.
If you care about me at all, then please just go.
I can't.
I have 2 years to live. I need to work.
I love you.
You've left her. That's a false conclusion.
I want us to be together for as long as we've got, and if that's not very long, well, then that's just how it is. It'll have to do.
You don't know what's coming. It'll affect everything.
Jane is a very complex character. She's a combination of a bit of frailty at first, and yet very, very strong. So how challenging or daunting was that for you as an actress to convey those qualities?
It was very much always in my head. I had this arc of this character. You know, I was playing her from her late teens to her 40s, so it was about showing how a character changes. You know, in her late teens, she's nervous and naive and innocent and falls madly in love with Stephen. And then as, you know, life becomes more difficult and there's challenges, you see this character gradually shifting, which is an enormous challenge. To play someone over so many years. But I worked with an incredible dialect coach to get her voice. Jane has a very particular high-pitched voice that I wanted to get right. A movement coach. When I met her, she had this extraordinary poise and almost balletic way of moving that I wanted to capture. So it was very much it's a full frontal attack on inhabiting this woman.
When stars are born and when they die, they emit UV radiation. So if we could see the night sky in the ultraviolet light, then almost all the stars would disappear, and all that we would see are these spectacular births and deaths. I reckon it would look a little
like that.
What also makes this story very unique is that it's not a sanitized love story. I mean, certainly they love each other very much, but they're also going through great challenges that really affects their relationship. How important was for you and Eddie to convey that on the screen true?
So important that it wasn't that we didn't shy away from any of the difficulties. You know, we both met carers and patients and spent time talking to people, and it is a difficult situation, and we didn't want to gloss over any of that. And that's when I loved the script, when I read it, and there was a scene of Jonathan taking Stephen to the bathroom, and that I'd never seen that in a film before, you know, that showing something that's sometimes difficult for an audience, I felt was very important.
You don't realize what lies ahead. This is going to be a very heavy defeat.
But I love him, and he loves me. We're going to fight this illness together.
Many of us, when we see a movie like this and we see the characters on screen, we wonder, would we be able to have that same kind of strength, that same kind of fortitude and commitment? Did that ever cross your mind during this film?
Oh, all the time, you know. I just was in awe of that that commitment and devotion to family and relationships. But also with Jane and Stephen, they just, even now, they never give up, you know. There's a joy in living, and even in such difficult circumstances, there's something very rock and roll about them. They won't let anything defeat them.
It has been a great joy to watch this man defy every expectation, both scientific and personal.
There should be no boundary to human endeavor. However bad life may seem, while there is life, there is hope.
Thank you.
Sorry, did you say something?
I said, thank you.